英文长句的正确念法当我们学习老外英文发音的时候当两个嘛，一个就是发音嘛，单字的发音要尽量学他们精准一点，不管美式发音或英式发音。另外就断句嘛，断句一方面就是比较符合他们讲话习惯，另外一个就是合理嘛，断句就是要合理嘛，停顿叫断句嘛，合理的，而且是英文程度表示你有相当程度理解的一个展现。这边回顾61到70集只念一下中文一直不讲，之前讲过，所以重点我们看一下为什么要断句这是我自己在断就供大家参考。Under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, the Nazis controlled Germany from 1933 to 1945. Both parents were found guilty of neglect, and their child was taken away from them. He was paralyzed because his nerve fibers were accidentally cut during an operation. That woman is such a nerd that she's always blaming me for things that are her fault. We could reduce our cost by developing a more efficient distribution network. We had better neuter every cat and dog which is kept as a pet, so as to reduce the number of unwanted animals. Each month, the company sends a 3-page newsletter about its new products to all of its employees. She went to a newsstand at the end of the platform and bought a newspaper and a magazine. The most newsworthy items are usually placed on the front page of the newspaper. The New Testament contains accounts of the life and teaching of Jesus and writings of his followers. There is a special report in Newsweek about a conflict between India and Pakistan. When Mary died, the hospital called her brother because he was her next of kin. In a game of 9 pins, a player rolls a ball and 9 wooden pins set up at one end of an alley. The Irish poet Seamus Henley has received many awards for his works, including the 1995 Nobel Prize for Literature. The old man is only the nominal head of the business. His son makes other decisions. The court judged her to have been non compos mentis when she committed the murder. She would not leave, nor would she allow him to continue treating her belly. After the period of international tension, the two countries are now trying to normalize relations with each other. You must give the bank a written notification if you want to close your account. It has been alleged that the factory is dumping noxious chemicals in the river. Many people are against the establishment of another nuclear power plant in Taiwan. There's no point in talking to anyone except the number one in this organization. He went to a tree nursery to choose some trees for his garden ordered by his wife yesterday afternoon. The book she bought for me is full of interesting observations on their life in the Antarctic. If the weather on the Earth gets warmer, the ice in the Arctic and Antarctic regions will melt, and the ocean level will rise. She was always the odd one out at school. She didn't really mix with the other children. We have moved all our furniture to our new house. We just have to clear the odds and ends. The police stopped him to driving on a one-way street in the wrong direction in Taipei City. When she was using the computer, she looked up several words in an online dictionary. A sudden death, a totally and open sham murder case. It was committed by his wife. The school operates an open-door policy that allows students to see the principal at all times. She didn't know how to make an overseas call, so she asked an operator to help her. The operator isn't dead, of course, if people still enjoy works by Liu Hard, Johann Strauss, and so on. Less profitable business operations will have difficulty in finding financial support. Several people have experienced the same feeling of depression when they slept in their room. The optometrist examined his eyes to reach the defects and fitted her with eyeglasses to correct the defects. New employees must go through a period of orientation before they can be expected to understand their job. Recent advances in orthodontics have helped many children to have straight teeth. Our company says it has to reduce its cost. In other words, some of us are going to lose our jobs. If we go to Italy for our vacation, we'll have good weather, but on the other hand, it will cost us a lot of money. In the Australian outback, farmers are facing the worst economic crisis they have ever known. In baseball, there are three outfielders: the right outfielder, the center outfielder, and the left outfielder. In baseball, the outfield is a part of a baseball field that is farthest from home plate. As a writer, I prefer to do an outline first and then flesh out the plot and characters. The amount outstanding on your house mortgage will be counted as liabilities. He appears arrogant because he overcompensates for his inferiority complex. An overdraft resulted when a $1,000 check was drawn against only $800 in the account. I didn't think that having 3 different bands at the wedding reception was overkill. We have received overwhelming numbers of letters and phone calls offering help. Some patients in the hospital have oxygen masks placed over their faces to help them breathe. The miners have accepted a package deal which would eventually give them a lot more money. We went on a cheap package holiday to Spain and stayed in a big hotel by the sea. When she arrived at the office in the morning, she found that someone had padlocked it shut. The organizers hoped that the patient will raise at least $250,000 for charity. The doctor wears a pager on his belt so that hospital can reach him very quickly. After years of painstaking work, they have finally come up with something. In the Middle Ages, a farmer was a pilgrim to the Holy Land who brought back a palm branch as a token. Total size runs 7 miles along the Hudson River Valley, north of New York City. Six pallbearers carried a dead soldier's coffin from the church to the cemetery. The TV station held a panel discussion about how to improve our educational system. In the Pantheon, you can see busts, statues, etc., of great heroes and important people of a nation. A panther is a large animal of the cat family, especially the black leopard or the mountain lion. When he was climbing up the cliff, one of the pant legs of his pants was torn by a rock. The papacy decides on the main religious matters in the Roman Catholic Church. The princess said that she hated the paparazzi who had been pursuing her car. The paper boy delivers newspapers to people's houses every morning before going to school. John used a small, heavy rock as a paperweight to keep the wind from blowing the papers off his desk. Betty stayed out late to deal with the paperwork that she had brought home from the office. When the champion arrived back in his hometown, a big parade was held in his honor. The sentence, water, water everywhere, and not a drop to drink, written by the English poet Coleridge, is a paradox. The paradox is that the more labor-saving devices we invent, the more people complain of tiredness. He has few friends because his paranoia has made him very unpleasant to be with. Parentheses are used to set off an explanatory word, phrase, or clause in a sentence. She has received a parking ticket this month, but she hasn't paid any of the fines yet. Doctors are trying to find ways to improve the treatment of Parkinson's disease. In English, the usual names for parts of speech are nouns, pronoun, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection, etc. In the elementary school, the chicken box was passed along from student to student. The narrow passageway between the two buildings is often used by students as a shortcut. Passive smoking is not considered to be as harmful to your health as actually smoking yourself. The maids in the hotel have pass keys so that they can clean other guest rooms. Passover is an important Jewish religious holiday in memory of their ancestors' escape from Egypt. I think husband must be dead. She always talks about him in the past tense. In the sentence, she had told him the secret. The word told is a past participle. The past tense can also be used to refer to something that exists in the past. At 90, one of the things that angers the most is the way people patronize their ladies. What annoys me is that everyone parks on the pavement in front of our house. At night in the summer, a band often plays classical music in that pavilion and the park. The pack is a measure of unit that is used to grind fruit, vegetables, and other dry substances. The peculiarity of his style made his poetry different from that of other poets. The little girl was fascinated by the pendulum, which swung back and forth forever. The company is trying to increase its penetration at the international market. A pension fund is a fund created and maintained by a company or other organization to provide benefits and a pension plan. In the sentence, I had finished my work when she found, the verb had finished is in the past perfect. The drug is not harmful per se, but is dangerous when taken with sleeping pills. In the sentence, I called Alice after I called you, but she didn't answer. The pronoun I is at the first person, you is at the second person, and she is at the third person. The personal pronouns include I, me, you, he, him, she, her, it, we, us, they, and them. You can carry around your personal stereo with you and listen to music through headphones. It will be difficult for the government to persuade the people that nuclear power stations are safe. The pesticides that farmers spray on their crops can be dangerous to people's health. The problems at the office seemed so petty when I was lying at a sunny beach. 好，这一集回顾到这里。